Welcome back to another episode of PB Ballers. Today we got the Euro 2024 final preview. Hell of a tournament, guys. Lots of drama up and down. Some really bad matches in the knockout rounds, mainly because of England, France, and Portugal. But alas, we got España facing England. I think most people expected Spain to get this far, especially after they beat Germany. Top to bottom, I think the best team in the entire competition so far. Exciting, amazing brand of football. A really big far cry from the boring tiki-taka stuff that we saw in their 2008 to 2012 run. You know, De La Fuente, the manager, has done an excellent job picking the right players and also being brave enough to start young guys like Williams and Lamal. And the future for Spanish football looks amazing. Their youth academies keep churning out amazing players. And you combine that with seasoned veterans like Rodri, Laporte, and Unai Simon, it's going to make for a dangerous combination, man. And, I think Spain definitely go into this game as the favorites. You look at the teams that they've beat in the knockout rounds, a murderer's row of teams. They took out Germany in the quarters, and they took out France in the semis. If they're able to take out England in the final, you can't really say much about them not deserving to win the trophy because they've taken out pretty much all the big dogs in Europe to get to this point. Obviously, Spain are the favorite for this match. I think the one weakness that you could say that Spain have is obviously in defense and in goal. Unai Simon is a decent keeper, but he is prone to a mistake. Hasn't made one yet in the knockout rounds, but who knows, that could change. Dani Carvajal coming back at right back over Jesus Navas is going to be huge just to deal with, I'm guessing, either Foden on the left side or Gordon. It'll be important for Spain to get him back, and I think that they're going to have most of the ball. Knowing Southgate, England will sit back for a bit. And, going to England, Southgate's done it again. I don't know what kind of deal he's made with the devil, but he's not a good manager. His tactics are crap. His substitutions are awful. They come way too late. And his starting lineups are way too conservative. But something about him and this team, they just believe, man. And they shithouse their way to results. Granted, they've had a lot of easy brackets during Southgate's tenure, and they had a really easy bracket at this tournament. I don't care what anyone says, beating Switzerland, Slovakia, and a average Netherlands team, and barely beating those teams is not impressive. And I'm not saying that Southgate is as bad as Roy Hodgson or Fabio Capello, but he's still not a good manager. And for all the talent on this English team, they really should have won something even before this tournament. I assume that Southgate will go with the same starting 11 that he rolled out against the Dutch. I personally believe that it's better if he had played Foden in the middle as a 10, maybe Anthony Gordon out on the left side with Cole Palmer cutting in from the right. But, Southgate is a guy who likes to stick to his favorites. He's not going to bench players who are underperforming. I love Harry Kane, but he hasn't really delivered in this tournament. And if we're being honest, I don't think he's fit. I don't think he's in shape. And I don't think he should be starting. You should start someone like Ivan Toney or Ollie Watkins, but Southgate won't do it. And what I assume is going to happen is that England will kind of look like crap again for 85 minutes plus, and then Spain will score a goal, and somewhere in injury time, Bellingham pops up out of nowhere into the box and gets a late equalizer, and I don't know, man. I'm smelling extra time with this game. I think it'll be very similar to the game we actually saw about 3 years ago in Euro 2020 with Italy and England. In this case, I think Spain will score first, and then England will kind of scramble for the last 15 to 20 to get the equalizer, and I think they probably will shithouse it into the net. But after that, I think the Spanish team, who I believe is the much better coach team, will prevail. I think they will probably take out England in extra time. I'm predicting maybe someone like Dani Olmo getting the winner in 115 minutes or 118 minutes into the match. Yeah, I just think that for football, it'd be bad if England wins. Obviously, the English fans are passionate and amazing, but, I mean, guys, come on. You've played the worst football I've seen in a long time in this tournament, and for you to win would encourage these other terrorist managers to keep playing this park-the-bus system because they'll believe it's what wins tournaments, You're going to see more Didier Deschamps. You're going to see more Gareth Southgates, and we really don't need that, especially going into a World Cup in 2026 where the field is expanded by 16 teams to 48. There's already too many teams in matches, in my opinion. And you don't want to encourage this type of negative football, which is why I think it'll be good for the sport if England lose and Spain win. As a Germany fan, it pains me to say this, but Spain have really been the most consistent team throughout this tournament. They've really, really impressed me. And something about Spain, guys, they just have this competition on lock. since the 21st century open, Euro 2008, Euro 2012, Spain have really been the masters of the Euros. Maybe not so much of the World Cup, but you got to give credit where credit is due. And I think it's going to be a close game. I still think Spain will win. Now, I saw that the FA actually was planning to extend Gareth Southgate's contract. England, if you want to do that, go ahead. But as a neutral or someone who actually enjoys watching the pain of some of the England fans, I think it'll be hilarious if he gets the contract extended. There's something about international managers, man, and cycles. They usually don't do well with multiple cycles. Now, Gareth has been there in this job since around 2016, 2017, and I think it's time for him to go. If I was England, I'd look at someone like Graham Potter, a young progressive manager who likes to build out from the back and just go for it. It's a shame for a lot of the English players because it's like their talent is being wasted by an incompetent manager. And I almost feel the same about the French and the Portuguese. The French and the Portuguese absolutely have a golden generation on their hands, but they have managers who are not tactically able to set up a game plan where the team uses their strengths. This French team is very good defensively, but it's made to go out and attack. It's made to go out and play vertically, but Deschamps just doesn't want to do that because his philosophy is about, sitting back and hitting on the counter. So I really think, like I said, if we want football to thrive, and especially if we want more fans to watch the game, guys, if you want casuals who only usually watch during international tournaments to be football fans, I honestly hope that Spain go out and ball, but I think England are also pretty solid defensively, so it'll be a close game. But to be honest, this European Championship hasn't been that enjoyable in my opinion. There have been some, crazy moments here and there, but the quality of the football has certainly declined. I personally think the Euros have not been that great since they expanded the teams. Ever since the 2016 Euros, when the expansion took effect, there have been a lot of boring and dull matches where I was barely able to stay awake. I fear that the World Cup is kind of going in that direction as well. And in terms of the tactics, the reason why I think Spain will win is just because I think Declan Rice has really had a horrible tournament. I think he's very weak when he has the ball and his back is turned. I think it's really easy. It'll be really easy for the Spanish midfield, including Rodri and Ruiz, to pressure him and cause him to make some terrible turnovers in the middle of the park. And I think that's actually will probably lead to one of the many Spain chances that they'll get. I also think that Saka and Kane have both been really iffy for England in attack. Despite the fact that Cucurella isn't the best defender, I think he's known Saka for a long time since he played at Chelsea. He knows what he likes to do, how he likes to cut inside, so I think he will probably do a decent job on him. And I don't think England have enough in attack. Well, I think England have enough in attack. I just don't think Southgate will make the subs in the right time. If Southgate had put on a starting 11 that was aggressive and honestly contained his best players and his players that are in form, England should probably win this game easily, but he won't do that. So the only reason I'm honestly picking Spain to win is because Southgate is such a poor manager in terms of tactics. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.